Hi everyone and welcome to In the Sewers. In the Sewers is a series where I chat to bands varying in genres of rock and ask them how they got the name, what they got going on, what they've done before, and just basically having a bit of a natter. I've been chatting about some amazing things and I can't wait to share them with you all. In this week's episode, I am chatting to Daniel, who is the frontman of thrash metal band Thrasherwolf. The guy started out in 2017 and then they've carried on and tried to pedal on through, but now they are back bigger, badder and better than ever. I chat to Daniel about the metal scene down south where he's from and have a bit of a chat. So let's have a look and see what we got up to. Hi, welcome to In the Sewers. How are you doing, Dan? Are you okay?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for having me on.
I've been looking forward to having you guys on because you guys wanted to hop on in the first series, but I ran out of space for you guys. So I was like, I
No
definitely
worries, we
need
don't
to.
mind.
Exactly. I was like, I need to have you guys. I need to have you guys. So Dan, why don't you tell people at home which band you were a part of and what you guys do?
I am Dan. I'm the front man, like the sort of James Hetfield-esque figure, I guess you could say, of Thrasherwolf. We are an old school thrash metal band from the darkest depths of southern London.
Oh, lovely. I didn't realize you guys were that far down. I thought I thought you were a little bit further up than that. I didn't realize you were on the other side of London. Oh,
No, we
lovely.
play we play everywhere, so we kind of have the illusion of being a sort of like a I don't know, just an international sort of everywhere sort of band, I suppose. We're trying to get international, but you know.
Yeah, because I don't know why I thought you were like Midlands and like just below the north. What unfortunately what you guys call the north is in Sheffield and Manchester.
Everywhere's north. Uh, Anywhere past Watford's pretty much north to us.
Oh well, that'll do then, won't it? Now you said you are part of Thrasherwolf, so you guys are quite like old school kind of British heavy metal kind of way, would you say?
I'd say that our influences would tell everyone exactly how we sort of sound. That it's sort of like an onslaught-ish sort of. I'm not going to say early creator, sort of mid-creator
Nice.
sound going for us, especially in the new album where there will be songs where you'll definitely hear like influences from the likes of say Slayer, Metallica, Creator, all the sort of bands I've really looked up to over the years.
Oh, lovely. I mean, mentioning old school like thrash and things like that, Slayer recently announced that they're coming back into the light. How do you feel about that?
Well, I was surprised to say the least. I mean, you always hear about these bands like, say, Kiss, for example, who have broken up a few thousand times and then saw the dollar
Yes.
signs in their eyes, came straight back, and suddenly they're doing another farewell tour. I mean, I love Slayer just as much as the next guy, but I really hope Slayer aren't going to turn into that sort of band. But
Yes.
it's all a bit up in the air. Apparently, Kerry King only just heard with everyone else that Slayer was getting back together for those dates. So my Lord knows what's going to happen there. But again, none of my business.
No, unfortunately not. But I do get what you're saying because I've got to admit that was my first thought. I thought, well, I'm pretty sure they were done, but everybody laughs and takes the mick out of the fact that Kiss have been on a farewell tour since they started, and then Motley Crue said farewell, and then they've done another round. Like, there's a lot of bands that are doing it, and it seems like they're kind of cashing in on their fans, which I really hope they're not. That wouldn't be nice.
There's a slight air to that, I think about it. But
Mm.
as it's Slayer, and everyone loves Slayer,
Yeah.
especially where they come from. Um, I sincerely hope that's not what they're doing. I sincerely hope it's because they heard the call of the fans and that
Yeah.
they know that they're a much loved thrash metal band and well legends in the eyes of most thrash metal heads anywhere really.
Yeah, because they are. They're like top tier kind of like thrash. When you think of thrash metal, they definitely are like probably one of the, I think they are the first band that really comes to mind. So like you said, there's Creator as well. Who else kind of influences your sounds or influenced you to be a front man? Let's say that.
Well, there's the obvious ones like Mustaine, Hetfield.
Yeah.
Throughout the earlier years of my career in Thrasherwolf, I was often known as the illegitimate child of Hetfield and Mustaine.
I gotta admit, you do have that kind of look about you. I'm not gonna lie.
It does come across, especially my performance style as well. Me and our bassist Ray, we are not afraid to get shirtless on stage, and
Do it.
we don't have the best physiques at all, but we just do it anyway because it's going to get hot, it's going to get sweaty, it's going to be fun,
They
and I
do,
feel like
don't
it will.
they? Thrash metal
Yeah,
gigs, they just get so like sweltering. I mean, I'm only a little person, so I tend to drown when it comes to mosh pits and things like that. So I tend to stay at the side. But even when you're at the side, it's pretty damn hot. It's really sweltering.
absolutely is. That's the sort of gigs we like. The sort of gigs where I throw my hair forward in a headbanging motion, and suddenly the entire front row get drenched. It's happened before, and it'll
That's
happen
the
again.
way to be. That's definitely the
Exactly.
way to be. And you just mentioned as well there that you guys have got something new cooking up. So what's on the horizon for Thrasherwolf?
As well as many few headlining shows and many few festivals we've got around the country. And this is no secret what I'm about to say anyway. It's been in the cooking pot for a couple of years now.
Lovely.
We do have a new album in the works.
Boom.
Surprise, surprise, everyone. Um, yeah,
Cilla
we
Black's gonna turn up in a minute.
basically. Oh God,
Surprise.
blind date. Used to watch that with me now when I was younger. Um, I was only about 4. God.
I remember watching Blind Date when I was a young kid. I loved that. I loved Cilla Black. Like, oh God,
Jeez.
it was so fake. It was so fixed, but it was the 90s, man. Who cared?
Exactly, absolutely. But yeah, we do have a new album in the works. The musical side of things is really, really closely coming to an end. So we've nearly got the musical side of the album pretty much sorted. We have a mastering engineer already picked out, and
Wonderful.
people should know exactly who he is when they hear his name. I'm not going to spill the beans just yet, but people will find out as soon as we've got it all in the legal writing on the back of the CD.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's all in that
um,
fine print down the bottom.
exactly, you got to legally put that, I suppose, especially if you're on the rise. Yeah, we've got to get the merch for the campaign sorted. We've got to get PR sorted. We've got to get a whole
It's
tour
a lot,
sorted for
isn't
next
it?
year. It really is a lot. I think people don't really take into account how much really goes in to creating an album. I
Yeah,
mean, the reason it's taken so long to begin with was because when we started recording the album, we I'd gone in and I'd recorded all the guitar parts all in one go,
right.
uh, just because I felt maybe this time instead of like how we did it with the first album, we did it album by not album, instrument by instrument to give it a
Hmm.
sort of consistency
Yeah.
across the board.
Hmm.
But at that time, just after I did that, we came into some lineup troubles where we had no
Yeah.
drummer and no bassist. So it was literally just me and the other guitarist, Jack, and we were
Hmm.
just trying to keep things together. Um, but luckily, we found the bassist Ray, and then Ray introduced us to Zach, and they're both
Nice.
still here to this day. And that was actually a few years ago now, I think. So
COVID wiped out about 2 or 3 years of everybody's life. Nobody knows what time it is.
exactly, yeah. So yeah, we're hoping that this is the final lineup, and I like to think so. We've got a really good team with us now. They're really dedicated to the cause. They're always coming up with amazing ideas, and that. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's always the small bickery moment, but I feel that
Yeah.
adds to the family atmosphere. To be honest,
Yeah, I was
it
gonna
always makes
say,
things a lot
like,
nicer.
I don't believe people that go, "Oh no, everything's so great, it's amazing, we all get on so well." It's like, no, there's always one of you that's a dick. There has to be.
Yeah. Yeah, usually that's me, but
Well, at least you're admitting it, my love. That's the first step.
exactly, exactly. But yeah, there is a lot that goes into making an album, as well as all
Yeah.
the tour, the merch, all that sort of stuff. But it is really slowly coming together, and we do hope to have it out at least, say, middle to end of this year.
That'll be great. That'll be awesome. Because to be fair, that then gives you guys a chance with all your dates that you're saying you've got like festivals and things like that. It gives you a chance to kind of test the waters a little bit of what you've got so far, doesn't it? And see how fans react. Do you think that's a really important part of the process, really, to try and just, test the waters a bit first?
I think it is quite an important process, especially with festivals. They are looking for fresher acts with
Yeah.
recent releases. Of course, our most recent release was the beginning of 2022. So we keeping it fresh and keeping it exciting was difficult through 2023. We got out there and we just gigged as much as we possibly could while the album was being recorded.
Yeah.
In terms of treading the waters with the fans, I feel like by now the fans should really know exactly what we're about.
Yeah, you've
And
got a
any
nice
sort
steady
of
following on socials. As I always do, I like to have a nosy at what everybody's doing. And you've got quite a nice steady fan base behind you guys as well, which I think is incredibly important when you're out there creating new stuff, you know?
Absolutely, we call our fan base the Pack, which is quite aptly named.
Yeah.
It's been that way since we began, and we're really trying to sort of push that sort of the Pack is family sort of thing. I want a group of fans that help each other out. I want them to socialize with each other. I want them to be each other's best friends.
Yeah.
I just want a family fan base. It's kind of what I'm aiming for.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the whole community as a whole, it can really band together no matter kind of what genre you play in rock. There is times where everybody really comes together. And I think post-COVID, I think a lot of bands, their fan bases have really turned out from and turned up. Do you feel that same kind of love and reaction from your fans?
I do, I do. Even when COVID was over, it was just growth upon growth upon growth, and I like to think we've retained a lot of the fans that we've made. But of course, when you're struggling to keep it fresh, I'm not saying we were struggling, but it was a bit of a challenge. It
Yeah,
doesn't help to remind some of those maybe older fans that you are there, you've got things there, things
yeah,
are turning around, and you will be seeing us again very,
yeah.
very soon.
I mean,
Hey everyone, sorry to interrupt the interview mid-flow. I just want to say if you like this episode and you want to see more, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button down at the bottom of the page. And if you want to be the first to see the brand new episode of In the Sewers, then don't forget to ding that little old bell. So come on everybody, ring my bell and let's get back to it.
I mean, to be fair, you're not the only musician who seems to have felt like that. Because recently, I've noticed on socials, there's a lot of people, especially on this circuit, that have said, I fell out of love with music. I couldn't find the inspiration. I couldn't find the right words, not what my fans expect or deserve of me. And I think it's been a really difficult time for musicians as of late.
I mean, in terms of what the fans expect of me, I think they know that Thrasherwolf are a band that has variety in their music. I mean,
Mm,
even in the first album, you had the slower, chuggier numbers, you have the faster, thrashier numbers, both modern and old school. You had the ballad, which
yeah.
a lot of fans are doing nowadays, which we really like to keep up. We've got a
I
ballad
said that
coming
on
in.
socials the other week. I said bands don't do ballads anymore. Like, I love it. Thank you so much for doing that. I just said bands don't do it, and people are like, well, no, like bands said they shouldn't be doing it. I was like, yeah, but Metallica have got like, it doesn't even matter. Nothing else matters. Sorry, doesn't even matter. Nothing else matters. That was the B side. Nothing else matters. They all still have that kind of, even if it's not, a big poppy kind of ballad, there is still that kind of element to it. Do you think bands should do it more often? Because obviously, like you said, you guys do. Do you think more bands should try and intricate at least one balladish kind of song on an album?
I mean, that's more or less up to the band. In my personal opinion, when you're doing songs, it will come across better to everyone else when you are writing for yourself.
Yes.
When I write a song, I'm not thinking about anyone else. I
Yeah.
am in that room, I'm in that space, I'm in that zone, and I've got a thought in my head. Maybe I've got a riff that I've just like chalked out on the V. Um,
Lovely. Do love a
they don't make
V.
them. They don't make them anymore at all.
I know
Um,
it's so sad, isn't it? They need
no,
to. I do like a flying V. Like,
the V300
nice. That's
was
really pretty. Not that I can play an instrument. I just like things that look nice.
it's my warhorse. Goes with me everywhere. But yeah,
Love.
I'm writing for myself and
Mhm.
nobody else, and I feel like that'll create a better song in general
Yeah,
to bring across to an audience, and they'll then get behind the song and then love what you do, as opposed to
yeah,
thinking, oh, I know that person, they'll love a song like this, and then you try and write haphazardly a song that they'd enjoy.
yeah.
No, that's not what you do. It just play what you love. So if
Yes.
bands do that, they'll win.
Exactly. And we can't have that. Can't have them winning. Why do you want them to win? I did hear you mention on one of your social posts as well that you'll be playing with your friends in Choir Within. Now they are an incredible bunch of guys. Do you like meshing with a lot of characters like the guys from Choir Within, like Vlad and Dan and everybody like that? Do you love catching up with these guys on the scene?
Oh, we absolutely do. There's a massive sort of network of friends in the metal scene all across the country. I mean, Thrasherwolf, for example, are part of the Trifecta,
Mhm.
which is a trifecta of bands.
It's one of them.
It's one of them. It's a triplicate of bands, say that sort of are sort of trying to head up the new wave, and that's us, that's Hellfected, and that's Blacklist.
Nice.
And we've done many tours before under that name, under the Trifecta name, and we are keeping that going. It's been an important part of sort of giving us more of a name. The Pretty much most of the promoters around the country will have heard the Trifecta in one shape, form, or another.
Nice.
And in terms of network, we're also part of the LMC, the London Metal Coalition, which
Oh, okay.
has an unbelievable number of bands in their roster, each one of which is amazing in their own unique way. And of course, Inquire Within a part of the London Metal Coalition as well. Dead Before Morning, Perpetual Paradox, The Toxin. If I was to sit here and name them all, I wouldn't get through. Worship the Sacrifice, I've got to put them in. And
Bring them in. That'll do.
if I sit here and name it, I'll just tell everyone just to look up the London Metal Coalition and please go through the bands, because there'll always be at least one band that you'll think,
I'll
wow, these
pop the
guys are
link
amazing.
in the description as well. I'll pop that in there so people could go and check that out at their own leisure whenever they like. Now, I will ask, even though you're very into your thrash metal as such, do you have a guilty pleasure? Is there a band that you're like, I shouldn't really like, but I do?
I'd say crooning.
Oh,
I love a bit of Dean Martin, a bit of Frank Sinatra, some Perry Como. There's
nice.
so cool about it all. It's, hey, look, we're fresh out the war. We're sitting on the stool with a glass of wine and a big suit, with a big brass band behind us, singing to a bunch of dudes who are just so chill and so jazzed out right now.
I like
It's
it.
it's just so cool.
Yeah.
It screams New York. It's just, do you
Yeah,
know what
it's
I
very
mean?
effortless, very New York. Yeah, my mum loves Frank Sinatra. She's loved Frank Sinatra and all of them. And he was a huge fan of Jack Daniels. So he is in everybody's favorite book.
Exactly. I'd say Dean Martin would be my favorite of the lot of them.
Ultimate crooner.
Absolutely, the man who loved his wine. Bit too much, maybe.
Yeah, well, everybody's got to have a vice somewhere. Do you have a vice in particular?
Was brandy at one point until my body started rebelling against me.
Brandy
So
has a bit stiff, Jesus.
I'm really having to cut back now, to be quite honest. The days of me going absolutely mental are perhaps a little behind me. I do tend to
I
wake up.
Getting old's horrible, isn't it?
I get up in the morning and I'm suddenly sick
Oh,
physically for the 6 hours. So
oh.
I'm learning my lesson very slowly, that sometimes a Coca-Cola feels a lot better in the morning.
Well, it does, it gives you all the bubbles in the fizz. That'll do. Why not?
Exactly. It's only the rare occasion I get blitzed now.
So, is there anything that you would like to say to your fans or anybody who hasn't checked out your music, or, just tell people a little bit about y'all before, sadly, we have to go?
I would say, please check us out. To those who haven't heard us before, ready for some very old school, very varietous thrash metal. Know that
I've
we
got to
are
admit
there.
that.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, we are there for the party. We are there to get absolutely destroyed out of our heads. We are there
Nice.
to make you sweat. We are there to make you pit. We want you to join the pack ASAP because we know you'll love it. There's an entire family waiting for you. Expect the new album, which is going to be pounding eardrums and breaking necks from here to I don't know, here to
It's wrong there.
here to outer space or something. But yeah, we absolutely appreciate everyone who stuck with us up until now. We appreciate every brother and sister in the pack, or all our Wolvers for staying with us all this time. And we really hope you guys come to our shows and give as much as you possibly can. And look forward to the new album. Check out the Trifecta. Check out the London Metal Coalition. Big up UK Thrashers for being our management right now. They are absolutely amazing. Fronted by Neil, who's an absolutely stupendous dude.
Good old Neil.
He smashes his job, whatever it is. He's a lovely guy. He's always honest and caring and friendly, and we owe him a lot. So
bless you.
You know.
Bless you. So everybody can find out where you're gigging over the course of the summer via socials or your website. Where can they find out the up-to-date news of the Wolves?
If they want absolutely everything regarding the pack, they can visit our website at www.thrasherwolf.com, or they can check out both our Facebook and our Instagram pages. And hell, go to Spotify and listen to our first album and our latest single.
While you're there, let's go.
While you're there, give it a thrash.
While you're there, let's have a nosy. Well, thank you so much, Dan, for taking the time out to chat to little old me here in the sewers. I hope you have a great festival season, and I'll catch up with you very, very soon, my love. Take care.
Thank you so much for having me on. Take care.
Bye, Mom.
Thank you so much to Daniel for taking the time out to chat to little old me. If you think Thrasherwolf are your kind of band and you want to see an up-and-coming modern thrash band, then make sure you check out the links that are going to be down in the description below. Check out their Spotify, check out their videos, check out everything that you can. And if you can support them, then please do. Now, on next week's episode, I'm not entirely sure who's going to be joining me. Why don't you stick around and check them out? Until next time, catch you later, GlamRatters. Bye-bye.